Okay, friends and subscribers, I'm making one of my I can't stand it anymore vids, i.e. in regard to Mars meteorites. Okay, now I'm sick and tired of scientists saying I found a meteorite from Mars. How in the hell do they know it's from Mars? The only way a scientist could tell if a meteorite was from Mars is if they've already been to Mars. We haven't been to Mars, so they can't be Mars meteorites. They could be from anywhere in space. For God's sake, just because it looks like it could come from Mars doesn't mean it's going to come from Mars. It would take a meteor impact on Mars to shoot up a piece of stone, shoot it across, but then how in the hell are they going to identify it as from Mars? I am so sick and tired of these meteorites being claimed as they come from Mars. Unless they give me hard physical evidence that these meteorites come from Mars, there's no way I can believe it. These, to me, are rocks or meteorites. Yeah, there might be meteorites that have come through our atmosphere, yes. But we have a massive asteroid belt that gets knocked and beaten around all the time. There are planets and stars out there that blow up constantly. The Eta Carinae star is a good example of it. We only have to be in the path of that. We have been bombarded by meteorites for many thousands and millions of years. Now these are coming from things that have blown up, and the credence is the word. The credence, or the audacity, the audacity that these bloody scientists try and tell us that this meteor comes from Mars, this one comes from Mars, that one comes from Mars. In fact, all of these stones that you're seeing here, folks, have all supposedly come from Mars. How in the bloody hell do they know? They call this one Mars basalt, they call it. Martian basalt, they call this one. We've got basalt on Earth. Basalt, some of these things are common throughout the whole universe. So how in the hell do they get away saying they're from Mars? The only way that they could say that they're from Mars is, i.e. that we really did go to Mars back in 1976, like the theorists said, that we did go to Mars. And basically, that's the only way that a rock from Mars could be. But these are meteorites, so hence, how in the bloody hell are they going to know they're from Mars? Okay, they're saying out of the thousands and thousands of meteorites that they've come from Mars. Okay, there's bloody billions of planets out there. There's most probably billions of the planets out there that have blown up. There's most probably billions of stars that have already blown up and shooting their little gems across the sky throughout the universe, and we get hit by them occasionally. But for God's sake, they're not coming from Mars unless they give me physical evidence and trajectories that will say, okay, the trajectory of that meteorite comes from a Mars impact that they can guarantee happened, which they can't, right? There's no way you should believe this crap that these meteorites are from Mars. I was just watching one of the history.com videos, and they're talking about Mars meteorites, and that was it. To me, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, folks. So I've just gone out and grabbed all the Mars meteorite photos and read all the names, the Shearite, Pigite, and all this. Some of these are already found on Earth, but okay, now these could have been burned in other ways, other forms. All they're showing are stones that have been heated up to great heats. Now, they could have happened in volcanic eruptions, they could have happened in atomic bombs, and they're already now saying that most probably there was an atomic explosion. They are finding stones like this one that have things in them that we don't have on Earth, so yes, they're from space. So the thing is, but the fact that they're constantly saying they're from Mars really gets my goat. It just gets my goat so badly. Okay, so they're orange, or they're red, or they've got things like, look at that. To me, that doesn't look like it come from Mars. To me, that just looks like it came from the sky. It looks like a stone I find out in the backyard. I go prospecting myself. It's actually my hobby. It's how I get away from all the research sort of stuff. I go out and I do a bit of prospecting. But the thing is, the fact that these scientists here, like bread loaf shaped, the new Martian meteorite, clearly visible. All it is they're out there, they're trying to get a name for themselves. They're trying to get their paper or their find in the newspaper so that they can say, oh, I found a Mars meteorite. All they've found is a bloody meteorite. It doesn't come from Mars. And as I said, until they can show you physical evidence, i.e. trajectory, i.e. the fact that speed and everything, unless they can physically prove and give hard data that these stones come from Mars, you should not believe it, because of the simple fact is they can't give this hard data. It is just a scientist out there saying, oh, it comes from Mars. And all their mates say, oh, okay, yeah, we agree with him, it come from Mars. Well, here's another one. They didn't come from Mars, they came from outer space. They came from either the asteroid belts or from a planet that blew up billions of years ago or trillions of years ago. We don't know where they came from. You cannot say they came from Mars unless you have physical evidence of the trajectory of the meteorite that impacted Mars at the time it was sent to Earth, right? And in the upthrow, you would have to have a perfect trajectory. And the simple fact that a meteorite hitting another planet, when we get hit by meteorites, we don't send up bloody little like meteors into another thing. For God's sake, most meteorites impact a crater, they blow up a bit of smoke into the thing, does not give it the speed to send it away. Now, the only thing that would give a meteorite high-speed trajectory is a planet blowing up. Okay, so what? And they put these things out there. Life on Mars is the latest one, and because they're finding microbes in these stones. And the thing is, so what? They're finding microbes in the stones. They didn't come from Mars unless they physically went to Mars and brought back the stones. Now that would be a bit more believable, because there is the theorist. There's the Hitler video out there where they state that Hitler went to Mars. There's also the one where it looks like they're landing on the Martian surface. Now, the thing is, there could have been a mission to Mars. These stones could come from Mars, but only if they went to Mars and picked them up. But to say they are Mars meteorites that came to Earth, they cannot prove it. There is no physical evidence that they can prove that that particular meteorite came from the planet Mars. There is none. There is nada, zilch, nothing. There is no physical way that they can prove these meteorites came from Mars. And it's time someone like me bloody stood up and said something about it, because I'm sick of it. It gets my goat when they say, new Mars meteorite found. Right, how the bloody hell do they know? They don't. It's just some idiot out there trying to get his face in the paper, right, saying, oh, I found a Mars meteorite. Gets all his mates to back it up, right, just because, okay, well, they know Mars has certain chemicals because we've sent off the rover to Mars. Well, maybe they've got a rover that goes up there and can bring shit back. That I'd believe. But I do not believe that they are Mars meteorites where a meteorite has impacted Mars, right? Because the craters on Mars, yeah, fair enough, they're large. Why couldn't they come from the moon? They don't say they came from the moon. They don't say moon meteorite. Moon gets hit more than Mars does. We've got more chance of being hit by stones that are thrown up when the moon gets hit by a meteorite. But again, even that I would be sceptical about, but I would actually, that one could be a bit more believable. It won't be long now before they start saying, well, I found a moon meteorite. That'll be the next one. But the thing is, they can't come from Mars, guys, unless there is a physical evidence. There are no large enough impact craters on Mars to send up meteorites back into the space and shoot towards Earth. There are none. Right? It would take a massive event. There is no meteorite craters that large on Mars. They would have to have perfect trajectory to Earth. In other words, the meteorite virtually would have had to pass us, right, and slam into Mars. Right? So you've got to think, Earth and Mars have got to be in a trajectory. We've got to be able to see Mars. The impact of the crater has to be on Earth side. So basically, in other words, we would see the thing going past us, we would see the impact. Okay, fair enough, it may have happened millions of years ago, but they're finding these impact craters where they're hitting the Earth, and then all of a sudden they're saying it's a Mars meteorite, right? And it's only just come into the Earth's atmosphere recently, right? The thing is, you think about it. How in the hell do they know? The only way it could come from Mars is if we've been to Mars. If it's an impact crater of a meteorite, they're full of shit. They're trying to get their names in the paper.